Okay, fresh out of the oven. Ooh. All right. I'll go from the top. I wrote this recipe down a while ago. I don't know if I came up with it my own or I looked at somebody else's and did my own from it. I probably usually do that. I haven't done banana bread in so long. So yeah, I did 2 cups of flour. I did three medium-sized bananas that were on their way out of going over ripe. I did not use that oil. I used a drizzle of oil. I just drizzled in some vanilla. I did not use baking soda. I'll show you what I used instead. And yeah, salt. I just sprinkle in a little bit. Quarter cup. That's a quarter cup. Not milk. I don't use, I'm a vegan, so this was done with coconut cream. I'll get the can so you can see it. I did a quarter cup of that. Sugar, no way. I barely did even a quarter cup of that. I'm not going to do a half cup of sugar in this and then add bananas. That's way too sweet. I did barely about quarter a cup. And I didn't do cinnamon this time around. So let me get you the coconut cream so you can see. All right, so this is still warm. Not this, but the bread, so I want to eat it while it's still warm. So this is my favorite brand. It's got some guar gum in it, which is from a plant or a bean or something like that. And it's just a milk, and if you can see it. Anyway, it's organic. It's really good. I made some a few days ago because I made ice cream with it. This is just the extra cream I kept in the fridge. I'm going to put a little bit of raspberry cream, and then the banana in there with the little vanilla flavor. It's going to go great. All right, so instead of the where is it? The baking soda. This is an egg replacer, and I forget what it is, but it's like tapioca, potato, psyllium. Is that how you say that stuff? And something else. I can't remember, but it's an egg replacer. And I just sprinkled some stuff in, mixed it, and sprinkled some more. That's how I do my recipes. I kind of sort of just know. And then, like, here's the salt. I did a little salt. I did the vanilla. I used coconut palm sugar. And again, I used about a quarter cup, not even a half, no way. I used, so it was 2 cups of flour. So I used a half a cup of this because this stuff is thick and it's tricky. You know, I'm not a baker and it's tricky to get used to this coconut flour. It's thick and fluffy. And they even tell you, I think it tells you like add extra eggs, add extra water, stuff like that on there. But it's awesome. There you go, you can see it. All right. And then I used, so half a cup of that, and then I used a cup of this. All right. And you can't tell a difference in the taste. Like if you used all-purpose baking flour or something, you can't taste it. Now I'm going to show you this right here. So it's still warm. It's been out of the oven not even 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. So it's got some nice crispness to the top. It's soft in the middle. And for me, it's got the right amount of bananas flavor and the right amount of sweetness. To a normal person, it's probably not sweet enough. But I've been vegan for 8-9 years, so sweetness and saltiness sometimes gets to me and I can't take it. You want to put it in a drizzle of this stuff here. So real quickly, you know, you put all the ingredients, dry ingredients, and mix them all together, and you get it going. Then what I do is I mush the bananas. Let me show you so you see this. So here's the easy way to do it. When the bananas are going a little bit soft, and these were in the refrigerator, you just squeeze. I'm not going to do this one because I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm probably putting it in a smoothie, but just squeeze. Pop the top a little bit, or it might pop on its own, and then you just like a baking tube. You literally squeeze it onto the plate, almost like it's soft already. You do that I did them with 3. And then you just take a fork or something and mash it down. It's so simple. Get it to the consistency you want. All right, so all the dry stuff, then the bananas, and then, you know, the quarter cup of cream. You don't have to use that. You can use almond milk or whatever you want. The reason I use this is because it's creamy and it was the bottom of the can, so I had it left over. So all the cream part was gone, and there was just some cream and some of the water. So it makes like a nice stickiness to it. You know, it's not watery like almond milk would be. And you drizzle in the vanilla, and you mix it all up, and you want it to be in a consistency. You keep stirring it around, keep stirring it around. You might even have to drizzle a little more of the milk in there if you need it, or drizzle some of that. I would highly recommend not using and wasting money and health on, where is it? A half cup of oil. It's not needed. You can see how it is. I made it as thick as I wanted to, so it's probably about 2 inches thick. You can make it thicker and smaller. You can make it thinner and longer. And like I said, it doesn't need no oil. It's not dry. It tastes excellent. I can't even imagine a half a cup of that stuff in there. It would totally soak into there, and it would be all gooey and stuff in there instead of like nice and moist. It would be like goo, like paste. It would be yucky. So don't do that. I'm telling you, I've done it for a whole bunch of times with all desserts. When they say that stuff about oil and everything, you don't need it. So what else do I want to tell you? So you form it until it's like cookie dough looking stuff, like chocolate chip cookie dough, and you just plop it into this. I use this. I know it's all burnt and everything, yada yada yada. I just put it in there, formed it like it rolled out like a big ball, and just patted it down until I got into this shape. And that's it. Simple and easy. Great. It's vegan. It's awesome. Now let me tell you something about this real quick. So obviously you're not using milk, you're not using butter, you're not using eggs, you're not using anything like that. And that's an egg replacer. You just sprinkle like maybe a half a teaspoon in, that's it. It's got baking soda in it as well. It might even have baking powder as part of it. Number 1, recyclable containers. I think that's a number 2 or 1. Number 1, recyclable containers. And it's great too that I finally found these. I've been getting that for a couple of years, but I never ever saw that pop up, and it finally popped up, so now I got that. So if I want to do any kind of baking or anything, now I got that and that. And this is the same company. They're all recyclable containers. This guy too should be a number 1 or something in there. It's hard to see. If I remember correctly, it's a number 1. Some of these are hard to see. So you buy the things that can only be recycled, glass, cans, and number 1s and 2s. Stay away from 3 through 7s. They're not even taking them around. And yeah, it's all vegan. It's all non-GMO, organic, gluten-free. Some of this stuff is all gluten-free too as well. So I don't even think about that because I don't have a problem with that. But you can see here, this is a gluten-free flour, and that's a gluten-free flour. You don't have to do that crap on the oil. You don't need that. It's excellent. I'm going to cut this up just so you can see what it looks like with the raspberry and the cream on it. I'm eating another piece because it's so good. And yeah, it's vegan, it's non-GMO, it's organic, recyclable. It's so quick and easy. Do your oven at like 400, and you can put it in there somewhere between 35 and 45 minutes. I have an electric oven, so it was about 45 minutes. Sometimes gas will cook it faster, so just watch it. And what I do is I just go like that, where you see that hole, so I can kind of see what it looks like. Then I'll cook it a little more. Then I'll just cut a little bit off just to see. And I knew it was done. And it's excellent. So let me plate that up, and that's all you really need to know. Simple dessert with bananas, especially when they're starting to go bad. Get yourself some of this. This is low glycemic compared to like regular table sugar, which is no good for you. Raw honey. I don't know what else. I've never used agave or anything like that. Oh, here, I'll show you something you can use. Here, it is Date Lady stuff. This is really good. It's date puree, date syrup. And it pours easy. It's almost like a caramelly molasses type flavor. So you can use this as well. Look it up online and you can see all this kind of stuff that you need, in case my camera ain't going to zoom in on it. So do that. You can use this as well. It all depends on your taste. I would stay away from any kind of table sugar, any kind of refined sugar, cane sugar, anything like that. Just this is pretty good. This is really good, obviously, dates. And I like raw honey. Real briefly, it cuts real easy. It holds together real nice. So if you're never interested, if you never had this flour or that flour and baked with it as a whole, as by itself, you see how it cooks up, you see how it holds together, and the added benefit of being gluten-free, I didn't even realize that, so that's good. Now let me plate this up for you. All right, so there you go. Nice little treat. Now this has a little bit of sweetness to it. It's also non-GMO. It's on the back. They do this old school thing here. The cream, remember I said this was already used for the ice cream and the cream, so it's thicker. It's more like you see it now, like that. and it just has a little bit of coconut sugar in it, not much, just enough to bring it into a whipped cream flavor. This brand here actually tastes like vanilla whipped cream Cool Whip already on its own, so you don't need to bring it sweet. And also, that's not sweet like I said, but this jelly is, so it's like barely sweet, and just a little bit more sweet than that. So there you go. Oh yeah, that's good. And you don't want to overkill it because you want to still taste the banana bread taste and not just the jelly. That's good. It's great on its own and it's great like that. Now, what you can do, cut yourself off one of those, put some coconut oil, because it's buttery and tastes like butter, in a pan. Like if you want it for breakfast or a treat at night, cut yourself some, and then fry it like on medium 4 or 5. Fry it on both sides real quick. Don't let it burn, but let it get crispy and stuff, and do it warm like that. It tastes really neat when it's crisped up like that. It's almost like a banana bread French toast. Really good. All right, that's all from me. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Love yous.